Alright folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you. Hope we're all doing good. You'll be glad to know we are all done with the first round in the Indian Wells. And it's safe to say it is most definitely starting to heat up as we advance to the second. So we're going to waste no time in talking about these games today. Before we do, like the video. If you would, get yourself subscribed. If you're not, I'd love to have you. If you want to support the channel, there's a link in the description along with the pinned comment. Right then, first things first, day 2, a little bit better than day 1. For me personally, it's a shame about the Davidovich-Fokina. I am still waiting for Lerner TN to sort of stuff out and pull me through. So yeah, we'll probably touch on that in the next video. We'll see how it goes. But first off, we've got Zverev and Griekspoor. Now, we're used to this one, aren't we? We've seen this quite a lot last year. I think we know how this one's going to go. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this. I think Zverev wins. You get him around 1.3. Quite a big favourite. That spread's going to be 3.5 for Talon Griekspoor. And if I were you, I'd probably just take it. I wouldn't call you crazy at all. Always a close game. Pretty much every time. Straight sets out in Paris. 2-1 in Shanghai. 3-2 French Open. And then 2-0 in the Indian Wells. Zverev taken the last 4. Took the last 5 actually, hasn't he? Yeah. Tiebreakers, innit? Tiebreak Griekspoor. You know that's going to happen. Even if he wins it or losing it, it's pretty much a cert at this point. I don't think Griekspoor wins, although I will give him a little bit of credit because he's been playing a little bit better than what I've probably given credit for. Ultimately, I don't think he wins this one. 3.5, he could most definitely cover that. I just think Zverev beats him. Why would he not? It's Zverev, innit? He's beat him pretty much every time. I'd stay away from the spread. It's a decent parlay piece, 1.3. I wouldn't mind taking that. I might take it myself. But I don't know. Let me know. Anyone taking the tiebreak on that? It's going to happen, innit? You can see one. I can see one. Probably that first set, you'll get a tiebreaker. But that'll do us for that one. I think we know what's going to happen. So we'll move on to Fabian Marzin. Gio and Petri Pericard. Yeah, and Fabian Marzin is a slight favourite in this. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't. Both of them tend to be masters of inconsistency. I'd probably side with Gio a little bit more when it comes to being consistent. He didn't get past Medvedev, excuse me, in Dubai. We didn't really think he would. He got past Sang, we knew that. He's been fairly decent. He tends to win when we know he will. Not every time, but more often than not. But he is prone to an upset. Fabian Marzin can be a tough opponent. When, you know, on his day, he looked decent against Pedro. Well, did he look decent against Pedro? He did. 6-3, 6-2. Martinez has been shite though, hasn't he? He has been shite, so that doesn't really hold much weight for me. I don't know, I see this being a tough one, you know. I think Gio, if he turns up, I don't know why he wouldn't beat Marzin. I do. Fabian Marzin tends to, you know, I can't remember the last time he'd done back-to-back wins. It probably weren't that long ago, but just off the top of my head, he usually wins 1, loses 1, or loses 2. You know, Gio usually gets past the first round. You've got to give him that. I don't know. We'll see what version of him turns up. With the odds being like that, I'd sense something was up. Got 6-6 for Fabian Marzin this year and 5-3 for Gio. I'd take Gio for a set. I would. I think he could probably just get it done against Fabian Marzin. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you think. We've got Kai Nishikori, Ugo Humbert. Never played each other before, and I don't think it matters. I think this one's going to be short and sweet. Ugo Humbert. Straight sets, no question about it. What's the odds on that? 1.3, 1.35. That's the ideal parlay piece, folks. Ideal parlay piece, if you want my opinion. Nishikori barely got past Yami Munar. Barely. He was a favourite to do so. I fancied Munar to win that one, but fair play for Nishikori for getting it done. But he has been well off it. Well off the boil, even before this tournament. He can't beat Mackenzie McDonald, Jacob Fernley, Alexander Muller, alright, Tommy Paul, Thomas Mahatch. I don't think you stand a chance against Ugo Humbert, especially on a surface like this. So give me that at 1.35. That'll be the first parlay piece for me. Tommy Paul, Tristan Boyer. I think this is the biggest favourite of the day. 1.1. I don't know. 5.5. That's a very big spread. I always say, don't I? Just take the dog plus the 5.5. It's a lot of games. But there is the odd exception. I feel like this may be one of them. Tommy Paul. I would not be surprised if he covered that spread. I feel like Tristan Boyer, very, very lucky to get past Alexander Vukic. Good shit. Good resilience, but I feel like you're going to need a lot more than that to stand a chance against Tommy Paul, providing he's fit and fresh to go. I couldn't tell you to take Boyer plus the points in this one. Not this time, folks. No, I think Tommy Paul gets this one done with relative ease. Got Cam Norrie, Yuri Lehechka, heads 2-1 to Cam Norrie. Yuri Lehechka's been brilliant, Sonny. I mean, he's lost his last 2 games, but they were basically the same opponent, weren't he? Jack Draper. That was a very, very good win. And then when he played Ugo Humbert in Dubai, Humbert done him in straight sets, 6-3, and then bageled him in the second. So how is Yuri Lehechka feeling? Not only after the back-to-back losses there, he does need a win to try and bounce back. It's not the end of the world if he doesn't. He's still got a lot of wiggle room. But what shape is he in? Him getting bageled by Humbert. I knew Humbert was going to beat him, but that's not like Yuri Lehechka. It's not. When was the last time you seen him get bageled? Barely come close to it all season. Has he? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember anyway. Maybe he should run out of steam a little bit. He's played a lot of games at a very high level as well. 13-4 on the season. Cam Norrie's only 6-6. That probably explains it. Yuri Lehechka did beat him last time out, only just in the Australian Open 2 years ago, 3-2. These have all been close games. Neither one has been straight sets. 2-1, 2-1, 3-2. Yuri Lehechka's around 1.5, 1.55. I don't know, I'm slightly worried, At first thought, I looked at it and went, oh yeah, Yuri Lehechka will do. Cam Norrie's better than him, but I don't know. Stranger things have happened. I've got a very weird feeling about this. I would side with Yuri Lehechka to get this done, but there may be something wrong with him. Maybe something that I'm unaware of. So if anyone's got any information, please do let me know. But we'll move on to Quinton Hallis and Pablo Carreño Busta. Actually, no, we spoke about that. That's been moved on. Navone Tien, that was obviously, I'm waiting for that one. These have been pushed over. Got Zizou Bergs and Alexei Popyrin. Now head to head, 1-0 to Zizou Bergs. Odds are split right down the middle. Can't be trusted on Alexei Popyrin, can we? As much as you'd probably want to, if you've watched any of the games this season, you would be very wise to stay away from Popyrin. Now, he could win this game. Zizou Bergs is beatable. He is beatable. Luca Nardi beat him. I'd imagine if Popyrin can find just a little bit of form, he'd have a good chance of beating Zizou Bergs too. We just can't assume that, can we? He's beat Hadi Habib. That's it. He beat Hadi Habib. That's all he's done all season. Arnaldi, no. Mutet, Lehechka, Draper, Marin Cilic. It's not looking good. It's still not. I thought he would have had a few more wins by now, but it's just not happening. Zizou Bergs, once again, he's back. We've spoke about him pretty much every week. 15-6 on the season. Alexei Popyrin 1-5. Now, considering the odds are basically at a 50-50, that is fucking baffling to me. That is baffling. Is Alexei Popyrin just ready to spring the upset here? I don't know. I haven't played each other since 2022. That was on the grass, so it probably doesn't mean nothing in this one. You've got to go with Zizou Bergs if anything, haven't you? If you're going with Alexei Popyrin in this, it's just a roll of the dice. You're just trying to be smart and hoping you're being lucky, aren't you? There is nothing to suggest that Alexei Popyrin's going to win this game. He's been garbage. But I'm going to stay off it, because there's no reason for this to be that close. No reason whatsoever. If you've been watching the games, you'd see the level. It's night and day. I'm not so sure. something is most definitely afoot in this one. I would love to take Zizou Bergs. That's just a one bet. You could just do that. 1.9. Ah, I'm so tempted. I feel like it's begging me to take it, so I'm going to stay away from it. Ah, I want to take Zizou Bergs. I can't, because if he gets beat by Alexei Poprin in the form that he's been in, we've seen it happen a few times already this week, haven't we? A few of these stinkers have just all of a sudden put in a worldie against someone you thought you were going to get beat by, so I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I would. I'd be very surprised if Alexei Poprin got that one done. I'd just be so disappointed in Zizou Bergs if he's unable to capitalise on the bad form of the Australian. But we'll move on to Casper Ruud and Marcus Giron. Heads 2-1 to Casper Ruud. When was this? I feel like we've seen this not that long ago. Yeah, Mexico last year, Los Cabos, straight sets for Casper Ruud, 6-1 on a bagel. And then the time before that, 2023. A lot's changed, hasn't it? Thought Marcus Giron looked decent in his first game against Basilashvili. Looked really good. I'm not going to talk about this one that much because I'm not going to bet on it. How sure are we that Casper Ruud is even fit and ready to play in this? He had to retire in that last game against the Mexican lad, didn't he? Pacheco Mendes. I don't know. Could sit here and pick this apart for about 5 or 10 minutes and it'll mean fuck all. Casper Ruud might not even make it through the match. We don't know. So once again, if anyone's got in it, please do let me know. Odds are very close. 2.3 there for Giron. That's not a bad price. I thought, well, I don't know, Casper Ruud usually is a little bit bigger of a favourite than that. I don't know. I think something's up with this one too. I don't think something's up with it. I'm just not so sure Casper Ruud's ready to go. If he turns up and he beats Marcus Giron and he looks good doing it, then fair play. I'll hold my hands up and say I was wrong. But that was only, when did he pull out? About a week ago, something like that. Last week. He should be fine. I mean, it is the Indian Wells. Like I always say, the fact that people are in these tournaments should already tell you that they're fit and ready to play, but it's not always the case, is it? I don't know. Casper Ruud's better than Marcus Giron. On this surface, I'd say it probably shortens the gap a little bit, no doubt. I'd still go with Casper Ruud. I wouldn't pick him at all because he might be injured, but he should be beating Marcus Giron. Matteo Berrettini, yeah, Christopher O'Connell once again. It's rinse and repeat, folks. Rinse and repeat. Christopher O'Connell played Carbias Baena, barely got past Carbias Baena in that first game. He got bageled by him. If you're going to get bageled by Carbias Baena on the hard court, Matteo Berrettini's just going to beat you in straight sets again, I think. Yeah, I do. He's been playing good enough, Berrettini. Alright, he didn't beat Draper, didn't beat Tsitsipas, but they've been doing something different, haven't they? Berrettini again, straight sets. Like I said, get about 1.7, 1.8 for that. He's 1.2 as a favourite. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fancy trusting Berrettini at that price, but I am certain he gets it done. What else have we got? Alex Michelsen, Colton Smith. No idea. No idea. You're getting Alex Michelsen at 1.4. Colton Smith around 2-1 as a dog. He's won 9 of his last 10 games. Tough one this, isn't it? You know how good Alex Michelsen is. I'm not too sure how good Colton Smith is. He does look fairly decent. I'll give him that. I don't know. This one's more for you, innit? Who are you going for here? Is Colton Smith that good? Will he beat Alex Michelsen? Can he beat Alex Michelsen? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Round about the same age, aren't they? Same age. What's that? 14-1 this year for Colton Smith. Is that right? Yeah, that's fucking cool. 14-1, and then 10-6 on the season for Alex Michelsen. Obviously, Alex Michelsen a lot more accustomed to the tour level matches. Did anyone take Colton Smith against Flavio Caboli, by the way? Almost forgot about that. I did have my eye on that game. I was quite happy he won. I don't know. 2 Americans going at it over in the States. 2 fairly young Americans as well. I don't know. I'd love to roll a dice on Colton Smith here, but maybe, I don't know, just maybe Alex Michelsen might just be a little bit too good for him. I'm not too sure, like I said. I'm a bit unfamiliar with the game of Smith. But we've got Roman Safulin, Lorenzo Musetti, is that? Oh, that's a tough one. That is really, really tough. I wouldn't mind taking Musetti as a dog there. Head to head is 2-1 to the Russian. When did he last play? Miami, last year, hard court, straight sets, Lorenzo Musetti, 7-5, 6-1. There you go. He's not too bad. He's quite a sleeper on these hard courts, you know. Excuse me. Yeah. Roman Safulin, I didn't think he was going to get past Riley Opelka, but in hindsight, it kind of makes sense. I haven't seen Lorenzo Musetti since he had to retire. He pulled out over in Argentina in that game against Pedro Martinez. I don't know. It is a close one. It's a very close one. What are we talking about overall? 3-5 for Safulin, 4-2 for Lorenzo Musetti. It will be a close one. I say it'll be a close one, it just could go either way. If it was a long one and either one edges it out, I wouldn't be surprised. If one of them just gets dealt with really quick, I would not be surprised. Musetti just for the one set, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm very tempted. Very, very tempted. Sabo Field, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Yeah, Tsitsipas is going to beat him, isn't he? Surely Tsitsipas is going to win this one. Sabo Field can be tricky on his day, but I'd be willing to roll a dice and say Tsitsipas turns up more than Sabo Field does. 1.2 on the decimal. He's already beaten him once before. That was Antwerp last year. Very close game. Tiebreaker in the first. 6-4, 7-5. I don't know, man. Like, if Tsitsipas got beat by Sabo Field, I'd be devastated. Especially going off how he's just performed in Dubai. He looked unplayable. Quite frankly, unplayable. I'm going to be taking Stefanos Tsitsipas until the wheels fall off. I think it's going to take something special to beat him. If he can replicate the form of Dubai, I don't think Thiago Sabo Field comes close to it. I don't think he comes close to it. 2-1 against Alexander Muller, fair play. Fairly dump over on the clay, which is what he loves. So I don't imagine running into Tsitsipas in your second game back to the hard court is going to do you any favours. I would be going with the Greek guy in that one, dead easy. Holger Rune, Corentin Moutet, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They've played each other 3 times, and would you believe it, Corentin Moutet has won all 3 of them. Holger Rune, 1.4 as a favourite. Pulled out against Bianach, didn't he? Over in Acapulco. Looked shit on the clay. Watched them get battered by Navone. I still don't trust Holger Rune. I don't trust Corentin Moutet by any stretch of the imagination, so I've got nothing for this whatsoever. It's giving me a headache just looking at it. Who do you think wins? Who do you think wins? Holger Rune, most definitely. If you get beat there, he can't be getting beat. He needs to win this game. This is a must-win game for Holger Rune, in my opinion. I wouldn't be trusting him with the parlay. Not today, no sir. Right, I've got a few more, and then we'll crack on. Let's get these 2 out the way dead quick. So we've got Arthur Fils and Gabe Diallo once again. This is just, I don't trust Arthur Fils, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to blindly bet on Gabe Diallo. Had a rough one against Zhang that easily could have went either way. Arthur Fils has been not too great, to say the least. 5-4 on the year, and then 9-6 for Diallo. Beat him in the US Open last year, 3-1. Big, innit? Diallo's a fucking giant. Arthur Fils is tiny. I don't know. I think this spells danger for Arthur Fils. I really do. He's just so untrustworthy. Even though Diallo seemed to have struggled against Zhang, you'd imagine he'd go into this one and struggle a lot more against Arthur Fils, but this is what he always does. artifice always makes me think he's going to perform a lot better than what he does. You've just got to catch him at like the third round or into like the quarters, haven't you, when you know he's playing good. You can't just roll the dice on him, especially on the unknown. I haven't seen him since he got fucking battered by Nuno Bosch. 6-2, 6-1. Bad that. That's so bad that. He was a favourite in that one too. Roughly the same as what he is in this one. I'm staying away from it. Staying far away from that. Demir, big foe. It's going to be big foe, 100%. Thomas Mahatch and Watanuki. Don't even need to talk about that one, do I? Don't even need to talk about that one. You know who wins that. Providing he hasn't got a bit of a hangover from Acapulco. Which, it was only 5 days ago. Not a quick turnaround, but you could have a few more days off, admittedly. Still, I'd go with Thomas Mahatch. He should be getting that one done. He was fantastic in Mexico. Like, he looked unplayable too. I don't think Watanuki is going to be able to touch Thomas Mahatch. I really don't. Providing he's fit, like I say, he may be a little bit depleted. Wouldn't put it past him. 1.25 seems a little bit steep to trust your parlay on someone who's got a couple of concerns around the fitness, but providing he's good to go and everything's good, Thomas Mahatch gets that one done 10 times out of 10. And then finishing us off, we've got Bu and Medvedev. We've got Medvedev at 1.18. I am not taking that because Medvedev cannot be trusted. And like I said about Bu, even though he got past Nishesh in the first round, straight sets, I didn't expect him to do that. And he didn't really look that impressive doing it. I can't help but feel like Nishesh done the majority of that to himself. A lot of untrustworthy guys today, innit? Yeah, it's alright. You don't have to go for them. No one's forcing you. Daniel, that's a brilliant price for Bu though, innit? Look at that, 4-1, 4.5-1. It'd be great to just sprinkle on that and watch Medvedev do what he does, but I don't know. You can't, even in this spot, and even how inconsistent he can tend to be, you can't go against Medvedev in a spot like this. You just can't. Bu plus the points, I don't know. You're a braver man than me if you're doing that. I think Medvedev gets it done, advances into the next one. But that's going to do us, folks, because I've got to get ready for work. I appreciate you taking the time to stop by, come and chat and chill and whatnot. Makes my day, really does. Very well then. I'm saying, once again, have yourself a good morning, folks. Have yourself a good day as well. Take it easy, yeah. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Best bets, everything like that in the comments. I can't wait to get finished today. Have the weekend off. So stay up and watch some of these late ones, innit? Yeah, looking forward to that. Sound, folks. Until next time. Let's go get that cash today. Enjoy the tennis. See you tomorrow.